I don't think rejection feels good to anybody. There are those that say, they don't care, but I think all of us at one time or another have felt the sting of rejection. It's emotionally taxing. It's exhausting when you desire to be received from a certain group of people or in an environment and you are completely pushed away. It hurts. But it is a true thing that God, and this is a rhyme, God does use rejection for your protection. In an intersection. He uses rejection to protect you sometimes, because we will dismiss the uniqueness of our gift or the power of our purpose trying to receive acceptance from irrelevant people who don't care about us anyway. And so the Lord has to be very intentional about saying, I know you think that's what you want, but I'm going to keep you from it. Initially in that season, it hurts. But the good thing about rejection, especially for me, and this is what I learned, it divorced me from a need of approval from strangers or from the people that I had once admired. I didn't need their approval, which allowed me to operate in my uniqueness, which allowed me to really embrace the fullness of my purpose and who I am. So nowadays I hear people say things like, yo man, when you preach, you're so bold. It's like you don't care about anything. It's not that. I do care. I care very much about people, but I will obey God before I try to please man. And that's because God did not allow me to be in the circle of people pleasers. He allowed rejection to keep me from it. So whereas I didn't know at the time God was keeping me away from topical preachers who just pick sermons based on what they're going through, or from those who are selective in their theology, aka eisegesis people who just kind of, take the word of God and make it twist to do whatever they want. That was popular back in the day. You just saw them. These guys were celebrities. They were doing big things, making big money. You thought that was the way. So you went and pursued that group. And the Lord was like, no. Because he saw something bigger, and he knew that my responsibility was to rightly divide the text, even though it would cause major controversy in a lot of areas. So the less you care about the acceptance of humans and what they feel about you, then you just really embrace the fullness of what God calls you to do. So it's easy to be bold when you don't have to worry about what somebody thinks. If you get involved in those circles, then it's like you start tiptoeing because you don't want to offend your friends. But the truth is, when God is the head of your life, and when you truly submit to the purpose on your life, then you're able to operate in the fullness of who you are without any concern. I'd rather obey God than men. Then God all of a sudden starts to bring people into your life that have a like mind. So what you thought was rejection really was God saying, that's not your circle. That's not where you belong. This is where you belong. And when you operate in the fullness of your purpose, he sends you like-minded people literally with ease. They just come out of nowhere. You just all of a sudden you're in the same room with somebody that thinks like you, that moves like you, and then you're able to be who you're supposed to be. So for those that are like dealing with the pain of rejection, it don't feel good, but ultimately if God is in it, he's doing it for a reason. He doesn't want you to dismiss the uniqueness of who you are, trying to gain the approval of people who don't really care about you anyway. When you fully embrace who you are, the Lord will send those who understand who you are. And that's how iron sharpens iron. You start to grow with that group. Before you know it, the very people that you were trying to gain acceptance from, now they're trying to get in with you.